What is up, handsome gamers? Railerik here, bringing you guys a first of its type video, and this is going to be a Stonewall type of video where I'll basically be looking at a replay of a game that I've played recently. This is actually the game that got me in Diamond 1, so this was in my Diamond 1 promos, and a lot of you guys have suggested me looking at games where I've been having a bit more trouble, games that were longer, to show you guys how I carry with Nidalee in the late game. How do I go when, there's an early lead for the enemy team? How do I get a victory even though, Nidalee's pretty bad when coming from behind? So all these questions, hopefully I can answer them through this particular video. This was one of the most difficult games I've had to play, and I really wanted to win again because it was my promos for Diamond 1, and I tried really hard to win this game. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that. So we're going to start here. This is a very important thing. I'll fast forward through a lot of the video, but there's a very important start here that I'm doing with the golems, placing my traps. You'll note I'm placing like 4 or 5 of them before they spawn, and this is for a specific reason. I'm not going to be doing a full clear of my jungle with this strategy. I am going for an invade in this particular video because I'm playing against a Shyvana, and I know that she can absolutely do nothing about the invade because she's going to start with her red usually, or you can see Shyvana's actually doing her rates. So meanwhile, what I'm doing is I'm actually just thinking about, hey, I'm going to go steal her buff. There's no risk for me because I can just get away if she decides to show up, and also decide to steal her Gromp. Now she's actually right here while I'm doing her Gromp, but because I used my smite very early on the golems, it is going to be back up, and I'll be able to smite the Gromp and actually get away easily here. Sorry about that camera. Get away very easily here, and there it is. So I stole her blue and her Gromp, and now I'm just placing a trap right there and getting back to my jungle. So this is, maybe it seems a little bit stupid, or it might seem like it's not that big of a deal. It's actually a big deal that I get her blue buff and that I get her Gromp, because it's already giving me an edge in the jungle on Shyvana, and it's also a question of mental game. And again, that might seem like it's insignificant, but it really isn't. When you're playing in ranked games, anything you do that is countering directly the enemy jungler or countering your opponent is definitely playing in their heads. And so for me, stealing the camp at the beginning of the game is very important in already starting to, and install that kind of mental game where I'm like, look, I'm taking your jungle, dude. This is my game. I'm a better jungler. And, she's probably a little bit tilted from that early game. I mean, she doesn't have a blue buff. She doesn't have a Gromp to steal. And also, I have a little bit of a lead in CS and in experience. So it's a very good start for me. And it's also a very reliable start. Here you can see I'm just leashing the XP from the mid lane without pushing it. It's a little trick you can do here to stay ahead in levels. And so this game starts very bad. So there's a kill on the mid lane. He gets 1v1. Bot lane gets a kill as well. And for me right now, the name of the game is the farm. This is a typical farm to win game that I'm doing with Nidalee. And again, I know that when lanes are very difficult to gank, when lanes aren't going too well, there's nothing you can do as a Nidalee player. I'm flashing here and I do a bad play. Really nothing happening that I can do about. But yeah, so here's the thing that really changed how this game played out. If you see that your lanes are losing, when you see that, there's a LeBlanc mid with 2 kills, what do you want me to do? There's absolutely nothing as a Nidalee player, or even there's a lot of champions that couldn't do anything here. I'm thinking about just pretty much all the junglers. If you're trying to camp a lane that's losing, you're most likely going to find yourself falling behind even further than you already are. So the name of the game is farming. Look at that. I'm just farming constantly, and I'm already getting a little bit of a lead on that Shyvana. Another thing here in this game is I knew the timer on the blue buff because I stole it in the first place, and I saw Shyvana gank bot, so I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and steal the blue buff again. So I was conscious of the timer on their blue buff because I was looking at it, and because I saw immediately when I saw the Shyvana bot lane, I decided to go ahead and steal that. Here I'm trying to go for a gank. It was actually set up pretty nicely by the Nara, but you'll see here the LeBlanc decides to actually roam, and she's already pretty fed, ignites me, and I die. So again, a very difficult early game. 5 kills to none right now. 3 kills on LeBlanc early game, and let me tell you, this was going pretty badly in the chat so far. A lot of people were complaining. Bot lane, there's not much they could do. Although Ezreal was CSing really well. He's 63 CS against 57, although he was actually losing the lane. And again, they're just going to die once more. And here, I just respawned from dying top. There's a double kill bot. Our Fizz roams, but he's also going to get killed. And now I just decide, hey, I'm going to roam as well. I'm going to start trying to get kills here, maybe get something back for my team. And fortunately for me, the Shyvana tries to go for my Tom Kench, and I'm able to capitalize, just get a kill here. Not much after that happens. So that's already a decent step in the right direction for my team. You'll notice here I try to push a little bit. My Ezreal wants to farm, so I decided to go back. And I also saw the LeBlanc with the ward. So very important pink ward right here. This is one of the most important pink wards that you can have. And then they steal my blue. Okay, so here's what happens. There's something very important that happens right here. So I'm going to slow it down. And actually, we're going to go back just so that you can see what happens. So our Ezreal is bot lane, right? And their LeBlanc has 3 kills. And they decide, hey, I'm going to dive this Ezreal because he's a free kill, right? He doesn't have much HP. Now, I didn't notice that because I was, again, spawning after recalling. I saw the LeBlanc. I saw my Ezreal was getting in a fight. And I tried to get there as soon as I could, heal him up. And he actually lived. I'm able to get a kill on LeBlanc. And this is a huge shutdown for us. And the same thing, the Corki was completely out of position. You just use this Valkyrie to try to get in. So there's nothing you could do. And I get a double kill and a shutdown on the LeBlanc at, 10 minutes in the game. And now I'm actually 3-1. And if we look at the gold, I actually have 4.3 thousand gold. So you can look at the CS and look at their LeBlanc. I actually have almost, like 500, 600 gold more than she does. Just because farm in the jungle is way more gold efficient than farm in lane. So each jungle farm is worth more than each jungle or each lane farm. So if you have like 50 farm in the jungle compared to 60 farm in lane, you are doing fantastic. Keep that in mind. Farm in the jungle is hugely better than farm in lane. It gives you more gold. So that was a huge opportunity for our team. It really helped us kick back in the right direction. But of course, with every good thing, there is a bad thing, and my team just keeps getting caught over and over. There's not much I can do about it. So I decided, you know what, I'll give it a shot and try to gank the top lane Poppy because she's playing very aggressively. We get a kill here, which is very good. But you'll notice, again, all I'm doing, meanwhile, they're getting dragon, they're doing a lot of stuff. I can't do anything about all of this. So instead of wasting my time trying to gank, trying to counter gank, trying to counter push, I just do my own thing. I just farm, and I just counter farm as well. I also counter jungle, get the Gromp, get the wolves, get out of there, and do my thing. So this entire game, I'm focusing on the safe way to stay ahead in levels, the safe way to stay ahead in gold. I know for a fact that I don't need any kills. If I can actually farm my jungle like constantly without anyone dying, I am staying ahead in gold. I'm staying ahead in levels as well. I don't need to gank in order to be able to, again, stay ahead. So that's what I'm doing. There's some action mid. I don't give a shit. I'm doing my rates. I'm farming my jungle. Now, of course, I see Shyvana, so there I respond when I see someone trying to gank. But other than that, I'm actually really just heavily focusing on farming this entire game. And although, they have 8 kills and we only have 5, we actually are the same gold from that early deficit. How did we do that? Well, again, it's mostly through the farming that I've been doing, and also, being able to shut down the gold that LeBlanc had earlier. But we can look at the gold once more here and see that I actually have like 2,000 gold over their Shyvana, or 1.5 or something like that. And there's a funny play here, like they try to play very aggressively on me, and we just end up killing her. Like this Poppy was playing super aggressively, and I was quite farmed. Maybe she didn't expect me to do that much damage, but I was already doing really well at that point in the game. So again, there's a lot of grouping going on here, and our Fizz gets a nice kill. And this is a big fight for us right here because our Fizz gets a double kill, and we're also going after the LeBlanc. And yeah, so what happened there is like our Fizz caught the Janna in the jungle, and then their Shyvana tried to help. But again, we're grouping and we're actually doing well. Like I'm trying to help my teammate. I'm trying to just help my teammates and just do the most damage that I can do, while also, again, giving kills to other people, because I don't want to be the only one with kills on my team. I really need this Fizz to be able to deal with their LeBlanc. And here, look at the CS for the entire team. My team has been farming the entire game. Although we were losing in the early game, we have been out farming their entire team for every role. Everybody out farms the other roles because, again, another really weird mistake from their core key, and this is just showing that they're actually tilting. They're winning super hard in the early game, and as soon as we actually start getting back, they were making very, very questionable decisions. Note that this is very high elo, by the way. This is Masters elo in North America, so people here know what they're doing. But again, just being able to come back and stay calm when you have an early deficit can definitely help you win games, because for them, what cost them the game mostly, and you're going to see after that, is their constant, reckless decision making, and they're trying to always engage fights and always trying to go for kills and go for fights. And I'm being intelligent with my farm and how I play, and I decide I'm going to farm all day, every day. You guys can keep fighting, I don't give a shit. I'm going to farm and I'm going to stay hitting levels. I'm going to go for objectives. I'm trying to be methodical with the way that I win the game. Hey, there's a tower top. I'm going to go do my jungle, and then I'm going to help top get the top. Hey, there's a Gromp. I'm doing the Gromp. Hey, there's a blue. I'm doing the blue. Again, it's just methodical farming of my jungle, but also the enemy's jungle to stay ahead and farm. Now, a little bit of a bad tower dive here. I thought I could survive. Unfortunately, they actually get a kill on me. And this is not going to help our team too much, but nevertheless, we're still able to get back from that afterwards. So again, if you want to know how I carry games with Nidalee when we're having an early deficit, it's definitely by farming super hard and being intelligent with the ganks that I decide to do. I will only gank when the enemy are so reckless they will tower dive you. If you're losing the early game, you cannot initiate a gank by going bot, and when they're just brawling out, you cannot do that. You will always come out on the bottom. So when you try to gank and you're coming from behind, your lanes are losing, wait for them to make a mistake and then capitalize on that mistake while farming. And you don't need to necessarily force an opportunity. Let me tell you, it will happen. They will make mistakes and you will be able to capitalize on them if you stay focused and actually try to be there at the right place at the right time, like I did in the bot lane, where it got me a double kill and really helped me get in this game. Itemization for this game is also very important. I've talked about this in past videos, but I noticed their LeBlanc's really fed, their Corki's really fed, and that is also one of the reasons why they had so much trouble with their game. They are super magic damage focused on their team, and I will capitalize on that by going for defensive MR items. And this game I go for Spirit Visage, which is super good on Nidalee and really helps you. You'll see in the later stages of the game, just be a frontline tank. I'm actually Nidalee and able to stick to the enemy team and really help my team win fights later on in the game. Again, farming. This is the name of the game when you are coming from behind. Now we actually have a 5,000 gold lead. I'm doing really well. There you go. I got my Spirit Visage and I've already got 3 items. 3 completed items compared to 2 items, so that's an extra full item on their Shyvana, and their mid lane also has only 2 items. Now this was a very bad fight for us. Basically what happened is our Tahm Kench and Fizz tried to engage 4v5 top lane, or actually sorry, it was 4v5 for us because Shyvana was playing bot lane, but they engaged really badly. We were out of position and the enemy actually gets a really good comeback in this particular fight. They killed 4 of us right there. They get a turret bot lane, and you'll see I'm going to fast forward through this, but they get another turret here, and they're also going to kill the Ezreal. So there you go, Ezreal killed, and I believe they get this turret as well. I'm not sure. So yeah, 5 kills for nothing on top of 2 turrets and almost our inhibitor turret. So this was one of the worst fights in this game that really kicked things back in their favor. But again, what I did was stay calm. And what do you think I'm doing right now? Oh, that's right, farming, getting back to farming. The mistake that a lot of lower elo players make at this point in the game, by 24-25 minutes, when things are starting to get a little bit more team fighting, they will start to farm. And what do you think I'm doing right now? Oh, that's right, farming, getting back to farming. The mistake that a lot of lower elo players make at this point in the game by 24-25 minutes, when things are starting to get a little bit more team fighting, they're going to go back mid every single time they respawn. They're going back mid and they're trying to go, okay, maybe we can team fight, maybe we can do. No, do not do that. Do not fall in this trap of constantly staying mid like we're doing right now. This is not good. Like I tell my team, this is not good. What we're doing right now is a waste of time. It's only helping the team that is winning if you're doing that. Instead, I'm going back to my jungle and going back to farming because that's what's going to help me get further in the game. The only way that I can, really get better is by keeping on farming. And I see Shyvana here actually split pushing for some reason while her entire team is bot lane. And I go and try to push her out, and I realize, she's got no one with her. So maybe I can kill her. This would be huge for my team if we're able to get a kill. But what happens here is actually Poppy decides to go for it, although her entire team wasn't there. You can see there, very uncoordinated from their team. And we're trying to kill the Poppy here. I'm going to land a huge spear on their Janna, and this is really going to help us. We got a kill on the Janna here. There's some fighting going on. So I'm able to actually catch out Shyvana and create a really nice opportunity for my team. So this was another big swing by me, by a decision that I made. I saw Shyvana top. I thought, holy crap, their entire team is mid. Let's go catch her out, try to make something happen. And then it really unfolded well for our team afterwards because we're able to get Baron off of this. I mean, look at their Shyvana super low. There's nothing she can do. So we're just going to try to do this. They're actually going to kill Shyvana. I'm getting the Baron. And then we're going to chase here. And I don't know if we're trying to go for the inhib. We're going to see here. We're going to chase, try to get as many kills as we can off of that play. And there you go. That's 3 kills in our favor with the Baron. And a really, really good chance of coming back in this game. And again, I do not miss an opportunity to farm in this game. So I'm going back to my Wraiths, going back to my Wolves. And now that I see that, Dragon's up, we're going to try to do this objective. So we're working very methodically to try to end this game. And just note that it's really not over by this point. We got Baron, sure, but they have all their inhibs up, and there's only like a 3,000 gold lead for our team, which is not that much, honestly, at this point in the game. So it's not going to make us win every fight methodically or very easily. We still have to work really hard for this victory. So here's how we're going to do it. I do the shot calling in this game, actually, which is also why I decided to show you guys this game. So what I told my team here, I'm going to slow it down, is we're going to shove mid, and then we're going to go all bot and have Gnar split push top lane because Gnar has TP and we have super minions. So we know that we can siege these towers with my spears, and with our team comp, we can actually siege these towers while the Gnar is actually applying pressure top lane on his own. The very important thing here when you're doing this strategy, first of all, is cooperation from your team. Your team needs to be on track for this to work. But this was my strategy to get at least one inhibitor and as soon as we could with the Baron buff. So there we go. We got the turret top lane. And now that we see that Gnar can TP and Shyvana actually followed up, we say let's go tower dive. Because Shyvana went top, Gnar has TP. I land a super good spear. And you're going to see what unfolds here. We got a nice TP from our Gnar. He's going to come in. We're going to get another kill on their Corki. And then we're actually able to push even more. Unfortunately, Poppy lives with like very little HP. And then the following is kind of very chaotic. We just kind of get wrecked here. But at least we got 2 turrets for free. We got the inner bot and we got the inner mid turret for free. So I tell my team, again, do not overstay. Let's play it methodically. Let's be intelligent with our decision making. And let's just go back, farm even more. Again, I don't go to base yet. I go and farm. That's what I do. And you should keep that in mind. You don't go to base. If you got your entire jungle up, go and farm a little bit more. This game I went for a very decent build. I think this is one of my best builds that you can have. The Spirit Visage on top of Railei's Scepter and Rod of Ages really make you tanky, but also deal a lot of damage. I have 353 AP, which is not that much, honestly, but it's still enough for Nidalee to deal plenty of damage with her spears. And here we're going to slow it down a little bit. So what I tell my team right here is we're going to try to do the exact same thing. We're going to try to get Gnar to split push top lane maybe. Now he decides to group with a team, so I guess that's going to work. And we're just going to siege down their team by using my spears, and they actually engage on us. And this is what I was saying earlier. They made the decision making that actually lost them the game because Poppy kept trying to engage on my team in each of these fights, and she always got killed because I'm actually really tanky with this build. I keep healing myself, and I can actually, tank a lot of the damage they have to throw on me. And this means that, I can't die as easily as they might think. and this is kind of surprising for a lot of people. Nidalee is usually not very tanky, so you can try to go in all in her, and then you go like, whoa, she's not dying. Here I noticed that, you know, this is quite risky. I keep telling my team to back. This is me pinging most likely in this game. I was like, look, we're low on HP. We've got another kill. We've got another turret. Let's go back and, again, play it intelligently. We're going slowly. We're not rushing anything, and this is one of the biggest things that helped us win this game. We went from a very bad early game and then worked slowly our way back to even grounds with the enemy team by trying to win a little team fight left and right when they were playing over zealously and over aggressively, and then again afterwards just trying to be very methodical with our win. We're just trying to win a fight after a fight and get one objective after the other to really get closer to that victory screen. So we got bot lane inner, we got top lane inner, we got mid lane inner. We're not going too aggressively. We're not trying to dive. We're not trying to go for more than we can chew, because this is what also a lot of lower elo players do. They tend to try to get more than they can actually get, and they will get punished really hard for that. So you should definitely practice on being satisfied with a certain objective. Tell yourself, okay, we've already got a turret. We've already got a couple kills. This is good enough for us. We should go back now and reset, get some items, and get back in the fight. So here there's actually a fight engage by Railerik, and you'll notice once again they're trying to play aggressively for some reason that I don't understand. They actually re-engage on us, although we were head and goal in this game, and they should have ran, but they just re-engaged on us, and you'll see here what happens again. Very chaotic fight. I'm going to follow my character here so you guys can see a little bit more easily. But Poppy, again, they're still trying to fight us, although there's like 4 of us left. There's only 2 of them. And then we just clean up the fight. So we get 2 kills for 1. And I believe Baron spawns like pretty soon after this. But again, this really just is giving us an opportunity to get bot lane. And there we got a lot of minions bot, so we decided let's go push that. Let's get the free inhib. And also, I don't think I'm able to get back to what happened here, but I actually created this slow push myself. If you guys go back, watch this video at, man, it should probably be at least 5 minutes earlier than that. I started creating a slow push by pressuring the bot lane and pushing the wave a little bit right here, and I created this slow push, which really allowed us to get that inhib. And then, bam, the gates are unlocked, boys, and we get 2 inhibs out of that fight. Very chaotic, but again, it's a question of, it's the teamwork here. There's nothing that I did particularly. I'm just being a very strong front line for my team and acting that way. I'm staying in the front. I'm trying to deal damage. I'm trying to be intelligent. Now, they try to do a desperate Baron here. They're going for it, and honestly, at this point, I'm the one who's pinging back. You'll notice, because I say to my team, look, just go back. We don't need Baron. It's completely useless and also useless on them. Nice attempt to steal by the Ezreal. But again, like I told my team, we don't need Baron, and they don't need it either. Like, they can't do anything with their Baron. We got 2 inhibs, and they are not ever going to do anything with their Baron. Now, I told my team after they got Baron, hey, let's go and try to kill them now and catch them out while they're running away to their base. And again, the Poppy re-engages on my team once more, and we get a kill on her, and this is where we just push and try to go for the victory. Now we're trying to get the last remaining inhibitor. I think we make a mistake here, actually, of going for the win when I don't think we can actually get it. They have like good defense, so they just go all in on us, fight us, they kill our Fizz, and I think that they're just gonna clean up a couple more kills. So yeah, we made a mistake there, trying to go for the win, trying to not be as methodical as we should have been. So again, you can actually see a very good representation in this game. I fail my jump right there, but fortunately for me, I think I'm able to get away there because yeah, and I also get a kill. So yeah, I think their LeBlanc disconnected, and I got to live through that. But this is a very good example. The last fight that happened, we tried to go for the win, but again, it's the same principle. We tried to go for too much, and they could definitely defend that. We should have played more safe. We should have just said, okay, let's go and try to get the top lane inhibit instead, and, you know, finish the game that way. But, you know, I tell my team, no problem. Let's go back, everybody, buy some items, and let's go and meet up top lane and finish this game methodically. First of all, when you want to push for the victory, you need to make sure that you're pressuring the other lanes. Look at this. I'm going mid first, pushing the wave to make sure that when we do get in their base, it'll actually be pushing already, and so that we can have more pressure in the mid lane while we're trying to get the top lane turret going down. So again, the Poppy engages onto us, the same rinse and repeat. This Poppy basically gave us fights over and over in this game. She's not too bad because she's actually doing a lot of damage to us and could have won that, but fortunately for me, we actually live. And again, it's very chaotic and it's very spread out, just like pretty much every fight in this game. But now we get 2 kills, and I know this one's over. We've got lanes pushing in the mid, minions coming in the bot lane, and we're just trying to push in their base now and try to end the game. So we're going to tank this one and just go for the win right there. We know minions are coming. We've killed 3 of their members. There's nothing they can do here. And notice here, I'm not the type of guy who's going to try to tower or fountain dive. I'm going for that freaking win. I want my diamond 1, and I'm just getting that. I'm just getting those turret and the Nexus to get the victory as soon as possible. And there you go. We go for the victory, guys. And this game ends right here. So from a very, very bad early game where the mid lane had 3 kills, their AD carry had 4 kills and no deaths at one point. This was looking like a loss from the beginning, and a lot of people would have given up on this one. But I knew that we could win if I played intelligently, methodically, and we come back little by little. I think one of the biggest points in this video is the farm. When you can't gank, don't force yourself to make ganks for a team that is ungankable. Mid lane has no CC, top lane has no CC, bot lane has no CC, and Nidalee has no CC. You cannot gank with a team comp like this one. You're not going anywhere with that kind of team comp. I knew this from the beginning of the game. I knew that I was going to need to farm as much as I could because there's nothing I can do to gank. There's no gankable lanes. So I stayed ahead in farm, and at the end of the game, you can see I had 247 farm on a jungler with 18,000 gold, which is more than anybody in the game. Closest to me was Ezreal, but again, I was definitely staying ahead in farm this entire game just to stay relevant. And when the opportunity arises, when you do see that they're actually ganking or doing a tower dive, then you can show yourself and counter gank. Try to help your team at least not die, and if possible, get a kill. This is what happened in the bot lane with Ezreal. I tried to save him. Not only did I save him, I also got 2 kills for myself, which really pushed the game in our favor. Also, you can go back and look at the beginning of the game. This is where I start. My strategy there is golems, steal the blue buff, and start with a decent early lead and deny a blue buff from the enemy jungler. You can do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the map where you get wolves and then steal red from the top lane. So I guess this is about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I surely enjoyed making it. This is one of my favorite games that I've played this week. Again, it's my game that got me into Diamond 1. I wanted to show you guys, to show you how I personally win my games at the highest elo in the game. And it's definitely a very methodical win, super slow, going for objectives after the other, not wasting any time. Everything I do is for a reason all the time. I'm going mid to get an inner. I'm going top to get an inner. And if we do get the objective that I want to get, then there's no point in staying there. So do not be afraid of calling back to your team. Do not be afraid of shot calling, of saying, hey, look guys, we already got Baron, or we already got the mid inhib. Let's not try to chew more than we can bite, or bite or chew more than we can eat. I don't even know the expression, but you know what I mean. And just go back, be satisfied with the objective that you got, and just get another one after that next push. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll hopefully see you very soon for a commentary if I can make one. I just can't seem to do that this week, but hopefully I can get one done for you folks, because I really want more content on the channel. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.